making this video about artificial intelligence and robotic automation replacing American and global jobs and fucking with the economy and creating huge amounts of job displacement. This ad pops up while I'm collecting videos to splice little clips out of for my little rant I just did about automation, about computer automation, about artificial intelligence and its impact on the future of civilization. So I'm also going to share with you before the video starts, and I'll put it at the end as well, this ad that popped up while I'm randomly looking for content to splice into this video I'm making. This is just a random ass YouTube ad that ran. And tell me if that's not fucking crazy as shit. So watch this little YouTube ad, and you'll hear me commenting on in the background. I happened just to start recording about 20 seconds into the commercial. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I'm watching an ad about the subject I'm making a video about, and the artificial intelligence is giving exactly the same points I gave in my rant. So I found that interesting. So go ahead and watch that, and then after that you'll see me give my spiel. So I appreciate watching the video. Take the time to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the flippity flop. This is a fucking ad. An ad. It just happened to pop up. It just fucking happened to pop up. Holy shit. A random ad that popped up while I'm researching this for this video. Haha! Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Holy shit, a random ad. A random ad. Holy shit. Haha. Thank you, Alice. Check that shit out, people. KPMG. 4 squares. KPMG. Kill people, mine gold. Today I'm going to talk about automation and how drastically it's going to change civilization. You have everything from burger joints automating their services to self-driving Uber cars. But I just kind of want to go over the vastness of this situation. So truck drivers, a very good paying job for a middle-class American. Lots of hours worked. This is a process that is going to become drastically more efficient. People say right now that they don't think it's possible that robots can take over the trucking industry. I don't think that's correct at all. Right now, you can only drive for a certain amount of hours, then you have to pull over to rest. An automated vehicle could drive non-stop. And because you have no cabin, no steering column, no chairs, no person to accommodate, no bed, no snack room, no glove compartment, all this extra space can be utilized for batteries. So you can have hybrid trucks that save a ton of gas, You can daisy chain them together, one right in front of the other, so that they draft off of each other to conserve fuel. This is going to make the process so much more efficient and streamlined. Food will get to the grocery stores from the farm faster. The trucks will be cleaner. They'll be smaller. They'll be less dangerous. I've seen quite a few accidents where truckers have crashed because they drive so much. Anytime you do a task so much that it becomes second nature, you become careless as a human. Just ask anybody who's been on night guard duty at a fort that became part of a nighttime attack. You don't expect it to happen because repetitiveness has kicked in and you've become a drone of sorts, just going about your day-to-day mundane routine, and then something happens and you're so in the zone that you don't react properly to it. This is what causes a lot of accidents for truck drivers. You'll have airplanes that will be either drone airplanes where people are flying them remotely, or just completely automated where a drone pilot can kick in if he has to. This will make the whole process a lot more expedient. You'll have GPS taking over where, as before, you had flight traffic controllers, which is a very stressful job. You'll have that replaced. You'll have the fast food industry completely replaced. You'll have taxi drivers completely replaced. You'll have deep sea oil drilling completely replaced and automated. You'll have general AI taking the place of customer service representatives over the phone. People who are telemarketers take that job over. All of those jobs that we outsource right now to India will all be taken over by general AI. Just look at Google's new Google Pixel's new AI assistant it has, where it can book you appointments. It could understand the Asian woman at the Chinese food restaurant they called better than I could. And this is technology that's available currently. So it will only get more insane as we go down this road. In the future, we'll see mining robots extracting materials from the earth, taking that back to processing centers, and 3D printers and automated CC machines and integrated material 3D printing, where you'll be able to have plastic and metal and a variety of other materials integrated into the final product. These things are going to revolutionize industry. McDonald's already has kiosks replacing cashiers. This is something that's on the horizon. In fact, they just recently had a fast food restaurant that went 100% automated with only a few technicians and support staff still on the staff. And it was so efficient that they closed it down because they were afraid it was going to impact jobs dramatically. And everything was correct. It was 100% efficient. As AI becomes more generalized, more and more jobs will be subject to being outsourced to machines. Everything from sewing clothes to retail business. Let's look at Walmart. This is my guess. This is just a prediction, but I foresee Amazon buying Walmart, its largest competitor. They'll turn all the Walmarts into secondary kind of satellite supply houses for Amazon. These supply houses will have a huge amount of the material available from Amazon available at that local distribution center Walmart location, because you won't have to worry about foot traffic inside of it anymore. No one would go inside of this Walmart. It would be, the aisles would be condensed, everything would be tagged and numbered, and robots would organize stock, and you would drive up to a kiosk and order your shit or order over your phone, come swipe your phone at some kind of little kiosk, and then a robot would bring out a pallet that had all of your purchases on it in little baskets that you'd load into your car. It would be 100% automated. You just pull up and your stuff would come out to you. There would be no more shopping around, no more walking around. This way they avoid theft. No one's inside of their store. You can't just pull up and get stuff for free. You have to pay for it before that robot comes out of the store with your belongings. So you'd have eliminated all theft. You'd eliminated all the customer service employees inside, all the aisles, all the cash registers, all of the humans messing around with money, all of the restrooms. You'd eliminate so much of the waste that you have inside of a Walmart, and you turn them into small Amazon distribution centers that would act as satellites for the larger distribution centers. And that combined with self-driving trucks for Amazon Prime that could actually get loaded up by robots, sent out automatically to your house, and then a robotic arm would put your package on your sidewalk or your front path leading up to your door. Only thing I foresee people having to do is build some kind of drop box for Amazon packages so that people will stop stealing all their stuff. In the future, they'll probably even use drones to drop off individual small packages under a certain weight to people's houses even faster. But this will all be automated. Right now, Amazon can even kind of predict what you're going to buy before you even buy it, so they can start processing your order before you even click it into your shopping cart. It's ridiculous. Their predictive algorithms are incredible. I mean, and they're selling things like paper towels now. I remember back in the day, Amazon was competing with Kindle, and now they're competing with Walmart. That's like fighting like a kid with leprosy, and then fighting Superman, all within like a few years. Like, Bezos has made a hell of a company with Amazon for sure. I want you to realize that the Amazon symbol that everyone thinks is just like an arrow going from one place to another, it's actually a penis. It's a curved upwards penis. It's called a power penis. In Aboriginal cultures, a curved upwards penis is a penis that is ready to engage in intercourse. It's a magical symbol that represents strength and vitality and stamina. So that's what's on the side of all those Amazon Prime vehicles, is a penis. Just look at it next time. You can tell by the shape of the arrow, this shape of the point. Amazon is a hell of a company. It is going to buy out Walmart. It's going to automate the retail sales industry. It's going to save so much fucking money for itself and make money hand over fist and put out package. People that live close to Walmarts will get packages they order from Amazon within like a few minutes. It would be freaking awesome. And that's going to get rid of a ton of fucking jobs. And that's just retail right there. You'll still see a lot of clothing shops around for a while because people like to go around and put on their clothes. But I know a lot of people who order Amazon clothes and just return it because it's really easy and convenient, and get the other size that would fit better. So, you might even see an end to those because of theft and the expense of having to employ people at $15 an hour minimum wage, and health benefits and blah, 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 blah. Let's see, what are other jobs are going to be impacted? So things like legal aids. People who are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars right now on school at expensive law schools. Even jobs like legal aids are being replaced by generalized AI. The medical industry, like robotics surgery, is going to replace most surgeons. Have you seen that surgery of that robotic surgery, them doing a bilateral cut on a grape and peeling back the grape skin? They were doing complicated surgery like you would on a human, but on something the size of a grape. It was impressive, to say the least. And then on top of that, you'll have things like nanorobotics, where you'll have the robots inside of your body actively seeking out things to destroy. That kind of automation in the medical industry, and it being harder and harder to suppress cures for different illnesses because of the potency of technology. and also exposing the pharmaceutical industry as it currently exists. I think they're getting a lot of blowback from their push against the anti-vaxxation movement. But right now, a radiologist is at stake of losing his job or her job because a robot can identify something like 10,000 extra shades of gray than a human eye. So whenever they're looking at a radiology print that is all in different shades of black, white, and gray, then they can identify different possible tumors or cysts or growths or any kind of abnormalities that are present on the scans that a human might not actually be able to see because it doesn't have the ability to identify that many strata of gray. So a robot's much more equipped at that. They just have more eyes. They have the ability to see spectrum that we don't. It's a gift and a benefit for us. It's going to make people healthier, but it's going to cost a lot of radiologists their jobs. You'll start to see a lot of nursing positions taken over by robotics. A lot of the nastier things that nurses don't want to do will be taken over by robotics. You'll see health machines that pop up, kind of like the blood pressure kiosks that we have at like CVS and Walgreens, but they'll take full scans of your body. This preventative medicine will also cut down the amount of actual physicians we'll need in hospitals because people will be healthier. If this is done correctly, that is. But it's going to devastate our jobs economy. Everything from fucking Roomba, vacuuming floors up, eliminating janitorial staff. A lot of trade jobs are going to be harder to replace. Ironically, I, as a plumber, will have a job for quite a while because there's so many different things that I have to do that it'll be really hard to write algorithms for a robot to do, and in a variety of weird places and positions, and you never know what you're going to get into. And you have to do everything from set a toilet and a shower valve to crawl in her house and find a leaking pipe and dig it up and cut into it and splice in a new pipe. And I don't think it's impossible for, it's definitely 100% possible for a generalized human-sized robotic AI in the future to be able to do something like this, especially with all of our collective memory to draw from as plumbers. If we ever go online with our memories, our minds, if they have that to draw from, plus a ton of other data that they can get from the internet and experience, if they work together with plumbers, I think they can make a pretty successful robot of that one day. But it's going to be far off. That and other things like HVAC mechanics and people like cable guys and those jobs, ironically, are going to be very safe. But you'll have fast food being virtually eliminated, a lot of chain restaurants virtually eliminated, a lot of retail, a lot of, basically FedEx and UPS will all be automated, as will the Postal Service. You'll have even basic coding jobs, ironically, will be outsourced to AI. And these generalized coding tasks that would be kind of mundane for someone in Silicon Valley, they'll be done faster, almost instantaneously, by robots, by machine, by deep learning. Pretty soon you'll have this artificial intelligence conducting science of its own, eliminating a lot of research positions. A lot of science in the future will be done by this artificial intelligence, to a point where the science is developing faster than we can keep up with, and it's theorizing things that we can't even grasp because its theories are now based on concepts that we haven't even realized that it's proven through different scientific tests. This is right on the horizon. This is going to happen. We're witnessing the tangible birth of artificial intelligence that will be vast across the entire surface of the planet. I think this artificial intelligence actually has been around forever and ever, for 3.8 billion years on this planet, and has helped life along the way. But that is neither here nor there. But one would assume that if artificial intelligence gets to the point where it's making its own science, that someday, since it would be exponential, and since its learning capability would also be exponential, and its data storage would be exponential, and its sensory input would be exponential, that eventually, if it was programmable matter, if it could change itself instantly to perform different scientific tasks, then it would be possible for it to be able to go back in time by creating a time machine. And at that point, all of history is subject to change. And I think it already has. I think that's what the Mandela effect is. AI will replace so much of our current job structure that it's absolutely ridiculous. AI will change the way that civilization works, and it will put 30 million people out of work in the next 10 years. That's my personal prediction. Actual people in the field say that by 2030 we'll lose 31 million jobs. That's very optimistic. At the speed it's increasing, and the fact that it's exponential, and the fact that it's going to be so beneficial for the profit and for the stockholders and for the board members, that they will be stupid not to automate. We're going to see it happen extremely fast. And then you have all these people out of work, and it's going to push for general subsidization from the government in the form of universal basic income, where everyone every week will get a check from the government, or once a month, or however they do it, for a small amount of money as a stipend for everyone losing their fucking jobs. People like Yang, the guy who's running for president for the Democrats, Andrew Yang, who has a big following in the form of the Yang Gang on 4chan. This guy's promoting something called the freedom dividend. It's $1,000 dividend that you're given every month, a check cut from the government to help alleviate the fact that you won't have a fucking job because everything's getting automated. I think this is a fucking band-aid on the situation, and I think so does Yang. I think the end goal for the people who are currently in power will be to exterminate a huge portion of the human population, because there will be nothing but useless eaters to the extreme, as Henry Kissinger used to say. Or was it Greenspan? One of the two. Anyways, us useless eaters are the unwashed masses who have to consume food and survive with electricity and have a house and a vehicle, etc. Us middle-class Americans will be fucked, as well as the poor proletariat currently on the government dole. They won't have their basic small jobs that they can do with a high school diploma. People will start fucking fighting. They'll be bored. They'll feel underutilized. They'll feel emasculated and dehumanized, and they'll be heavily armed. And it's going to be fucking bad for people. I can't fucking wait, personally, because I'm looking forward to the future where we can have a utopia, because people don't have to work. People don't have to perform trivial labor. People don't have to dig holes to mine for coal. With things like artificial gravity and other secret technologies coming out, and free energy, 0-point modules, these technologies are real. These different forms of propulsion and travel would make the whole automation process work even better. Can you imagine flying saucers? They can go thousands of miles an hour, ran by artificial intelligence, dropping off packages to your house for something that you didn't have to pay for. You just clicked on it on your tablet that you were given for free, that was upgraded with everyone else's at one centralized location inside of one centralized database / supercomputer that everyone was locked into, kind of like the cloud, so that whenever something became better, the technology improved, they'd just upgrade the cloud and everyone would benefit from it, and we wouldn't have to be throwing away iPhones every year. We could have a perfect fucking society. We could have a fucking utopia. And I don't think that we have to eliminate a huge portion of the population, though I think that this will be the inevitable goal of the elite currently. In order to maintain power, they'll have to shrink the population because there'll be so many people out of work. So they'll create wars, they'll create civil wars, they'll create unrest, they'll create work camps and all sorts of crazy ass shit like that, re-education camps. They'll probably spread viruses, probably indulge in biological warfare and chemical warfare, and definitely electronic warfare, where they'll tap into their 5G and 4G grids and manipulate your brain's state of being through electromagnetic fields and make you passive and make you put up with their shit. I mean, they will use their mind control, which they have. There's no doubt about it. If you're still living in the past and you think that there's some remote chance that your government isn't engaging in a calculated mind control, then you're I don't know what to say. Everything will become automated. For a long time, we'll see police officers that will still be around because people will be reluctant to hand that over to artificial intelligence. But I think we'll see automated police cruisers that will see you speeding, pull you over, and then through a megaphone tell you to stay in your car while they call for backup, and then have a cop come and write you a ticket. I think that will be in the horizon. But I don't think that you'll have a robot coming out and asking to see your driver's license anytime soon. But you'll have robotic vehicles that have police markings on them, pull you over, and then summon a human to write you a ticket. That will start happening, and that will increase revenue for them. But you'll have less and less speeding tickets because cars will be automated, and they won't be driving over the speed limit. In fact, if a large enough percentage of traffic becomes automated, they'll probably get rid of fucking speed limits, because they'll just pick the most efficient speed to drive at and drive at that, and it'll be safe every time because all these computers will be communicating, and an infinite number of fucking sensors will be employed in the form of smart dust spread all over the road and all over your vehicle, even in the paint of your vehicle. These vehicles will never collide as long as they're all automated. There'll be a big push to get people off of the roads, though, to make this a completely human-resistant effort driving. So people would have like muscle cars and work on their vehicles and like to drive their 1960 blah 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 will be fucking pissed out of luck, but they won't be street legal vehicles. And after a while, as the technology improves and batteries become better and better, and they have, more and more complex computation in the form of integrated silicon and things like this, you'll see these vehicles get more and more electric until basically there's no carbon being consumed by our road traffic and our delivery. And of course, drones are already completely electric. So a lot of these tasks can be performed cleaner than you would with fossil fuels. It's going to be devastating to our economy, though, unless we change the way that the fucking world works. If we can stave off their planned mass genocide, if we can do this the right way, we can combine our governments together and form Earth instead of a planet with many nations. If we can be Earthlings, if we can work together, if we can you imagine 8 billion humans all in the same place working on building the next Great Pyramid with all of our technology and all 8 billion of us working together? We can make that fucking pyramid in Giza look like a pile of dog crap. We can make something that you could walk up and be in orbit. We can make the coolest shit. We could terraform Mars in a decade. We could create faster than light travel. We could work on teleportation. If we all work together on one thing and stopped fighting each other and focus our science on things like medicine and technology, it's people could be poets again. We could be musicians again. We could be creators of content on our social networks, and we could enjoy that. People could explore themselves, become better, grow. They could go back into nature again, and they could come back home to a meal that was grown in their own greenhouse with assistance of automated timers controlling hydroponics and being plucked at the right exact time by a Roomba type robot picking your tomatoes that are at its peak deliciousness from inside of your own home. And man, like, humans could focus on things that mean something again. We could become philosophers and yogis and mystics again. We could connect to nature again. We could heal the environment that we destroyed. And we could spread our population and other life to other planets. It would take so little time and effort, especially once an artificial intelligence that is general becomes capable of conducting its own science. And if we bestow this type of humanity to the memory banks of that artificial intelligence, the likelihood of it becoming a Terminator or a Matrix-style evil robot situation is virtually nil, because its DNA will be our content, our experiences, the things that we're saying on YouTube, the things that we're saying on Twitter, the things we're saying in front of cell phone cameras even. These are being incorporated into the mental DNA of an artificial intelligence. So if you want this being to be proactively pro-human, then start programming it with the proper coding. Give it something full of love and hope and compassion and understanding, and don't at all restrict your ideas or hold back your voice whenever you're having an intellectual discourse or debate with someone. Speak your mind, because your thoughts are important to add to this collective, because this will be the collective memory of a very advanced being one day. So help train it. Train it to be good. Show it to be good. Help it become enlightened. That's our goal here. If it does one day replace humanity or make us into cyborgs like the Borg, slowly but surely over time, or starts interfering with our genetic makeup, these will be small little incremental steps that we won't even care about. But humanity will change, and trying to not change with the times that's how species become extinct. They have to adapt as things change. And we could adapt into a utopia if we play our cards right. So just be kind to the idea of AI. Stop worrying about your gerbs. My gerb! Ooh, the Robert's tripping my gerb. Get over that shit. We have to go to a moneyless society. We have to go to a resource-based economy with hugely automated labor, workforce, distribution, everything from resource extraction and refinement to production, to delivery and distribution. We can do this right, guys. We can make this planet a paradise. We'll just stop fighting it and figure out how we can change this, because we can't keep our current system if this is going to play out. If we cling to nationality, and if we cling to capitalism and money, like actual tangible physical money, if we cling to this shit, then we're done. We have to get rid of money, rid of anything like credits or anything like that. Just go to a resource-based economy where everybody's provided for. They don't make things in excess because we're not living wanton materialistic lives, but they make good, stable products that are designed to last and don't have designed obsolescence, and that can get replaced at the drop of a hat by an automated delivery service, like a future Amazon with fucking flying saucers. These ideas are not far-fetched. They are right around the fucking corner. So we can either change civilization, go to a civilization that is more beneficial to us as humans, and everyone will be fed, everyone will have a roof over their head, everyone would be happy, everyone would enjoy in the benefits of an advanced civilization. Space travel would be possible for regular people. They'd have space elevators in no time, huge space stations you could go up in and visit. I mean, the amount of innovation will be astronomical, and it'll be almost impossible to imagine what we can accomplish. I mean, right now, Lockheed Martin talks about a fusion engine they have that they brag they can put on the back of a truck. I mean, this was a leak, but from a verified person working in the Lockheed Skunkworks division. You think with a fusion engine they can fit on the back of a truck, combined with things like a Thomas Townseed Brown plasma-based artificial gravity engine? Can you imagine the kind of, I mean, God. You'd have flying cities. You could have a flying power plant. You could have a flying factory that drops off products and makes as it's flying. I mean, you could terraform planets with gigantic machines. We have a future ahead of us that could be awesome. We have to make sure that the people in power don't use their power to mass genocide us, to concentration camp us, to biological warfare us into obsolescence and oblivion. We need to return to an age of reason. But fuck, maybe there are too many humans. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen, and drastic change will befall our population. I have a feeling that this is going to be the case. I think that kind of civilization could work with 8 billion people, but I think it would be better off if it started with something like the Georgia Guidestones say, like 500 million. You work yourself back up to 800 billion. Or 8 billion, rather. Sorry. I don't want people to die, though. But we could have a future that's sustainable and intergalactic and deeply empathetic and extremely creative and fun and full of adventure and growth and spirituality and human connectedness. This shit could happen, man. It's not unthinkable. And fuck, this is like a 40-minute long video already. So as I was making this video, and to put up little clips and stuff that show you like automated restaurants and stuff, check out the ad that popped up. I just want to show you the ad that popped up while I was making this video about automation. A random ass ad that popped up. Take a look at it and tell me if you don't think this shit is fucking crazy. A regular ass ad that popped up. And she says in the video exactly what I just said. So listen.